work on the docks. Union been on strike, he's down on his luck. It's tough, so tough. Gina works the diner all day, working for her man. She brings home her pay for love, for love. She says we gotta hold on to what we've got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We've got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Wow, we're halfway there. We're living on a path. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. We're living on a path. Hello Pupsters, this is Lily and welcome to The Puppet View. As always, before we get into it, make sure to tap that subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date on The Puppet View. Alright, so let's get right into it. Now this video is a bit on the serious side. It's about This Is America by Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino. He's a pretty dope artist, he's a pretty dope actor, director, and just everything in this world. Now if you haven't seen the video, make sure you do, and I encourage you guys to watch it more than once. There are so many hidden gems in this music video, so many messages, meanings in this creative video. You definitely don't want to miss them. Now, This Is America. For me, it puts the spotlight on a number of overall issues that African Americans have been plagued with in the past and still dealing with currently today in this America. Issues such as the constant taking of African American culture, but not caring of the many issues plaguing them, such as the many injustices that plague them as a group of people in this country, which is imposed upon them through this systemic racism, which is at the core of America. That's some deep stuff, guys. Gotta dive deep. So as a result, the lack of respect and value placed on African American lives versus the high value and honor of guns in this country. Some pretty backward stuff. Now this part is about to get a little deep, little deep for you. Now when I say that African Americans are still dealing with these issues, I say that because of facts. Keep in mind, slavery has lasted for hundreds of years. Slavery legally was completely done away with in 1865. What followed that were the Jim Crow laws that were imposed for over 100 years. When it came to Jim Crow laws, they were created to separate blacks and whites from even having the slightest bit of contact. During this period, as I'm sure is still the case a lot today, white people thought that blacks were put on this earth to work. They thought blacks didn't deserve any respect. They thought that they were basically like slaves, animal workers. So when slavery was done away with, whites felt the need to gain more control over blacks, and these laws did it. They were passed restricting freedoms of African Americans, and believe it or not, guys, in 1883, the U.S. Supreme Court declared the Civil Rights Act of 1875 unconstitutional. Could you believe that? Now fast forward. The Jim Crow laws legally were done away with in 1965. 1965. Let me say that again. 1965. They lasted for over 100 years. Now, let me ask you this question. For this country to be dealing with slavery to the extent that they did, with how they viewed African Americans, how they treated them, then followed up with the Jim Crow laws that ended in 1965, imagine how much that stuff was embedded into those generations. So I ask the question, do you think when this type of treatment, this type of injustice, this type of hatred and prejudiceness and bias and racism that existed towards African Americans, you think that was all done away with from those generations? Many people from 1965, many people from back in those days still are alive. They had children and grandchildren that they raised. Come on now, come on. It's foolish to think that racism does not exist, that this type of injustice, this type of treatment does not exist towards African Americans. It's crazy. White Americans that embraced, supported, had these same views of African Americans, formed our justice system, form our laws that exist today. If you look at Congress, if you look at government, not for nothing, but there are a lot of old farts that are molding, that are making these laws, these regulations. Hence the high incarceration of African Americans, the mistreatment of brown, black people. Come on now, come on, let's be real. Let's be real. It trickles down and it still exists and it's very well alive. So for those who are saying that there's no racism, there's none of this, it's all in people's head, it's victim blaming and all this crap that I always hear, come on now, come on. Just what? Like with the snap of the finger, which I don't have any of, with the snap of the finger, you think that stuff was all done away with? That's deeply rooted in people's heart and mind. These people are in law enforcement, the government. They're in big corporations, companies, everywhere. And you don't think those people who lived through those times, who embraced, supported those views and treatments of African Americans, their children and grandchildren that they raised with those same views, those same ideologies, those same thoughts towards African Americans, you don't think they don't exist today? You don't think their influence exists today? Come on. And it's not all white America. There are people who do respect and love all races. But let's be real. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. This is some real deep stuff. Look, I don't want to get too deep into this, but just learn history. Just pick up a book. Use the internet. Use your phones. Use your computers. Use all of this advanced technology to learn. And hopefully, it has a positive impact. Anywho, when it comes to Childish Gambino, This Is America, I believe this video is really dope. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. I just wanted to make this quick video to share my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Other than that, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!